everyone, today I'm going to show you how to thread a sewing machine. The things that you are going to need are thread. Now I like to stick with either Coats & Clark thread or Gutterman thread. When I first got my Singer sewing machine, which is a 7436 stitch, I started using Singer thread and my machine kept getting jammed up, so I ended up calling the company and they said that I wasn't allowed to use Singer thread for my Singer sewing machine. And they told me to stick with either Coats & Clark or Gutterman thread. You're also going to need a bobbin that's already loaded up with thread, and if you need to know how to do that, I do have a YouTube video on my YouTube page called How to Wind a Bobbin Using a Singer Sewing Machine, and I'll attach the link to the bottom of this video. And you're also going to need the right size cap to hold your thread spool in place once it's loaded onto your machine. And of course, your sewing machine. For this process, you do not need your sewing machine turned on. So now you're going to take the colored thread spool that you would like to use and load it onto your machine. And so the thread spool doesn't slide back and forth, I'm going to cap it off with the right size cap. Now I'm going to take my thread and pull it, and my Singer sewing machine has numbers and arrows directing me on where to go, so I am going to start off by hooking it in here and make sure it gets nice and hooked in. And that's step one. Now I'm going to go on to step two and pull down my thread. So now at step three, you're going to take your thread and hoop it around here and bring it up to step number 4. Now, as you can see, the silver hook, if you don't see it, you can take your wheel and turn it until silver hook comes up, and you are going to take your thread and hook it around here until it gets hooked into that hole, and then you are going to bring your thread all the way back down. Now you're going to take your thread and stick it through this hole till it gets hooked in. Then you are going to pull it through and slide it right through the hole in your needle. Just like that, and pull it through. And the next step we're going to do is take our bobbin, uncap this, and we are going to stick our bobbin right in there, and make sure the thread is getting pulled from your left hand just like this, and just stick it on in there like that. Then you are going to take your thread and hook it through this hole. Then you are going to slide it in between the silver and black gap and pull it that way, and then you are going to bring it back around like this, kind of like a triangle. Then you are just going to pull it through, and as you can see, the bobbin is spinning. Then I can put the cap back on and place it in place just like that. So now what you want to do is make sure that you have enough thread pulled so it's long enough, and also pull enough thread coming out of the bobbin. And now you are going to take the wheel of your sewing machine and you are going to turn it around towards you. And as you are turning the wheel towards you, you want to make sure that you are holding onto the thread that is coming out of the needle. You're just going to keep bringing the wheel towards you till the needle comes up. You'll notice that it gets hooked on, and you have a nice hoop right over there, and you're just going to pull it through, and now you can start sewing because the thread from your bobbin came out of here, and now you're ready to sew. And make sure when you do start sewing that you have enough thread, that your thread is long enough so when it gets hooked onto your fabric it holds and it doesn't slide off. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned next time for more How To in Style.